Good morning. Yeah, and it is a nice morning. Sun is going to be up in about 5 minutes. And if the sunrise is nice, I'll put it at the end of today's episode. So those of you who don't want to watch a sunrise, well, at least you won't miss the model show. Now, what are we doing here? Okay, I got the paint marking guide from our Rodney, and they've done it in the dazzle or camouflage. I'm not going to do that. So I'm trying to think here now. What color do I want to order from the hobby store? Because at 10 o'clock this morning, a little over 2 hours, they're going to open up, and I'm going to be giving them a call and making arrangements to get the Iowa delivered, along with everything that's in my cart. And what is not in my cart yet is what color do I want to paint the Rodney. Now, we painted the hood and the Bismarck the number 22. I don't want to use the 22 again. And we're saving we got a whole bunch of 66. I think I got this one, and then I've got 3 that aren't opened as near as I can tell at the 66. And we're going to save that for the Iowa. Somebody suggested the 66 for the Iowa, and I thought, yeah, why not? I already got it. So we'll save it for the Iowa. But I got to decide, what am I going to paint the Rodney, if I'm not going to be doing the camouflage. So I'm going to work on that this morning and add it to my cart, and we'll see what it is when it comes. Now, yesterday I did take the COVID test, and here's the test strip with the results. Now, if you want to see the results, you're going to have to watch the rollback. So let's roll back. Now, the good news is there is no pink or red line with that blue line. And the blue line means that the test was a success. The fact that there is no pink or red line means I do not have COVID. However, the bad news is I still don't know what it is I had 48 hours ago. Anyway, thought you might like to see that. Okay, we got a couple hours here that we can play. So let's see if we can't maybe put these boats together. You know, how hard can this be, right? Okay, that'll go on the bottom. And then this will go on next. That represents the slats, I guess, so that would be like seats. This is obviously a rowboat of some kind. I imagine that what we're supposed to do is, we're supposed to glue this bottom thing in, obviously, otherwise it's going to rattle around in there. I thought that possibly it was designed in such a way that when this was in, it held the floorboard in place. There is no rudder that goes on these. It already has a little rudder on the bottom there, so to speak. But there is going to have to be a propeller shaft. And it takes the 19 propellers. I think they're probably slightly smaller than the 20s. It was we were really lucky that other C sprue or C fret had the extra propellers. Okay, let's recompose here. Try and keep it over the black dot. And we're going to use the extra thin, not the quick setting. This is getting kind of low. I do have some in my cart, and hopefully we'll be getting it tomorrow. The idea is just to have this thing, get something a little sharper maybe. There we go. And we just don't want it to rattle around in there. And I would think that maybe the thing to do, try and push it down
and you notice how the edge of the is up against the side of the ship. So I would think, or the side of the hull there. So I think we just go like this, and then the same on this side. I think that'll be plenty. Just give a little pressure there for a while, and in the meantime, I'm going to push the stop button while we're waiting. Okay, I didn't time it, but I'm guessing about 3 minutes has passed here. And I think that's a pretty good fit. I'm just doing a dry run here. Okay, this these slats or seats or whatever, they don't go down inside. I would have thought that they should have maybe gone a little bit further down, but if you notice that the little ledge that this is going to sit on isn't very deep, so I guess it's not supposed to. Yeah, I guess it's supposed to go like that. Okay, let's. The reason I shake it is because the glue is so low. Excuse me, my voice is bothering me a bit this evening. Oh, somebody was asking me what do I think of these Tamiya applicators, and I think they're pretty good, except for the ones that come with the regular. Okay, I think I got enough. Yeah, I like the applicators that come with the extra thin and with the extra thin quick setting. Yeah, I can see the glue sort of pooled down there on the deck a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put pressure on that, probably with all my fingers. Try and do it evenly. And once again, we're going to push the stop button and wait about 3 minutes. Now, here is where I could have maybe done this in a different order. In other words, I could have maybe painted these things separately, and it would have been a lot easier to have painted the floorboards before I put this top decking on. And so I think what I'll do is I'm probably going to be spraying these a basic color. Then maybe I might have to reach inside there and with a little brush and just sort of do the floorboard a little bit, or maybe the panel line color. Yeah, let the panel line color darken that. That'll be good enough. And then I don't know if the top deck would be a different color from the sides. The sides will probably be some sort of, the hull rather, will be probably some sort of gray. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the other one together, and then we'll come back and we'll put on the propeller shaft. Now, I had said that the first time we actually use these, we'll take a close look at them. Now, I'm not going to stick the macro lens on. You're just going to take my word for it. They're manufactured very cheaply, you might say. They didn't. What they did was they clearly stamped out this half and the other half, and then they probably spot welded it together somehow. At least that's what I'm thinking. However, they did not deburr this sharp edge right here. And if I was to take Mr. T's poking device and run it along that sharp edge, it might actually cut it. Well, I probably have to push a little harder, but I can feel it. I can feel that if I wasn't careful, I could actually cut myself. So, yeah, that's kind of disappointing. Another thing is I'm kind of disappointed in myself that about 3 or 4 months ago I was on Amazon and I was looking at heat shrink tubing. There's there's a whole bunch of little packages of it of different shapes and sizes and what have you. And I didn't get it, but I could sure use it right now. Well, I can always, I guess, get it. Except I've spent so much money lately. I just have to start cutting back somewhere. So maybe what I'll do is I'll take some tape and just wrap it around there. Maybe electrician's tape might be good enough, just so it doesn't mark the bottom of the keel, because it's they hold pretty tight. Yeah, I'm happy with them. You know, I know I'm complaining about the fact that they're very cheaply made and you can cut yourself, but otherwise I'm happy with them. Now I think that this might be too big, but the jacket off of about a 10 or 12 gauge wire might be just about right. I actually got some in the house, but let's just see. Okay. At least it didn't land on my foot. Okay. Let's cut another one and see. That'll be soft at least. Or sort of soft. But do they open up enough? Oh yeah. There we go. All right. This is going to be the first time we used them. I'll put the macro lens on for the other one. Okay. Now I'm going to have to pick that up and sort of eyeball it, but I think it's pretty good. No, maybe I don't need to. I can look straight down on it here and I can see that the shaft is in line with the rudder. It's drying pretty fast. Oh, it's probably too much now. Although, mind you, I can see it drying. All right, here we go. Almost perfect. We'll just let that sort of, let me look straight down on it here. I'm just going to put a little bit on the end here so it sort of melts. I think that'll be okay. Yeah, this one went good. It's the last one. Better have. I had enough practice. At the moment, it's only about 12 minutes to 8, and I was thinking I'd probably have time to, put the propellers on. But then when I went to poke at it a little bit, I noticed that the shafts were still a little bit on the spongy side, you might say. So I think what I'm going to do is wait till the morning and give this a chance to get the glue can evaporate completely out of the plastic. And then it'll be nice and strong to the point of being brittle, so I'll have to be careful not to snap them off. Anyway, we'll see you in the morning.
Well, it is morning, and I have ordered the paint for our Rodney, and I've ordered the XF56. Now, that might not have been your choice, and it might turn out that when we get it, it might look an awful lot like something I've already got here, but I don't think it's going to look like the 22. I want something that's going to look different. I think it's going to be a lot darker than the 66. It's sort of a metallic gray. At least that's what Tamiya calls it. That's what it's going to be. And yeah, if you don't like it, well, you had the opportunity to suggest something different, and so that's the way it's going to be, I guess. Anyway, yeah, let's just sort of carry on today. It looks like in about 7 minutes from right now, I'm going to be giving a Lemonator a call. I don't know if we're going to see it today. We'll see what happens. I'll be cutting this episode off probably around 2, 3 in the afternoon if they get it here before then, but undoubtedly we're going to be able to want to take our time and have a decent box opening and look at the sprues and look at the manual and, now I'm talking about our Iowa now, not the Rodney. Okay, let's just sort of carry on today. And where are we here? All right, we got to put the propellers on this boat right here. There they are over there. Okay, I think I've got everything set up here the way I'd like it, more or less. I can use the table as a steady rest. That should work out pretty good. Now let's get one of our number 19s here. Okay. So did I hear somebody who's watching this on their iPad saying, I can't see it, put on your macro lens. Okay. Okay, before we put our macro lens on here, there's something I should say. I should maybe kind of apologize because I know that I've said something to the effect of if you're watching this on your cell phone or your iPad, and I say it in sort of a derogatory way. If you're watching on your iPad, and I have spent hours watching stuff on my iPad. This is an older iPad. It's an iPad mini. I've had it for several years, probably about 7, 8 years now. And I don't use it anymore. But I spent hours watching this iPad in the bus when I go to visit my mom in Kelowna. I'd record movies or whatever, and then I'd watch them on the bus, and it was great. So yeah, if you're watching on your cell phone or your iPad, thanks for watching. Yeah. Okay, now let's stick our macro lens on. Okay, what do you think my chances are of getting this on here on the first try? Oh, by the way, I phoned Lori. The order is coming. It might be here in time to look at it, but we won't have time for a box opening. I'm almost sure of that. Now this is that Bob Smith stuff again. Okay, I think I got it this time. And let me just sort of scrunch myself down here. It looks like it's straight with the propeller shaft. So let's let that cure, and then I'll reinforce it if I think I need. Okay, it is what it is.
let's move on to step 5. Okay, so here's what's happening. One of the viewers was mentioning that he thought there was a lot of sugar in these shreddies. And I think he's going to be surprised when I zoom in. See, my problem is that in a box like this, I'll see something to the effect of that there's 0 grams of sugar in this. And yeah, there is. There's no sugar. But there's a lot of calories. In fact, if I calculate it out, do the math, a box like this has between 17 and 1800 calories in the entire box. And my problem is, I can sit down and I can munch away a whole box. I've had that problem all my life. Anyway, I'll just zoom in here and you'll see. There's 0 grams of sugar in this box, but there's a lot of calories. Okay, here we are. Step 5, make 2. And this is the one that's exactly the same as the Nelson. It's the one that already has the propellers molded in. I'm noticing that there's a little bit of sprue attached right where we have the propellers, so it's going to be kind of difficult to, at least for me, to trim that off without, damaging the prop. Okay, just a point of interest here. We're talking about the Nelson and the Rodney. Like here's the Rodney, here's the Nelson. The hobby store has both of these in stock right now. Anybody interested in following along with this build, which is probably going to take me another year, there you go. They've got the Titanic in stock. What do we got here? The Hood is in stock. Bismarck is in stock. The Yorktown, yeah, I had actually considered this one. But anyway, now apparently the Iowa is out of stock. Somebody must have bought it. Anyway, I'm not trying to plug the hobby store. I just want to let you Canadians know that, well, I don't know, maybe they ship overseas too, for all I know, but I don't think so. Anyway, just to let you know, if you're in the Winnipeg area and you're interested in making one of these big ships, they got a nice selection going on here, except for the Iowa. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to call today's episode a day. What do we got here? It's about 13 minutes to 2 already. And, about this morning's sunrise, there was nothing special about it. It looked really nice and promising as we were working up to it, but once it broke the horizon, the heavy clouds sort of moved in and it kind of petered out. I'm going to attach it at the end of this episode anyway. And don't have to watch it if you don't want to. In the meantime, in fact, you don't have to watch anything if you don't want to. In the meantime, we'll come back at this, and I can well imagine that in tomorrow's rollback, all being well, we'll be looking at the Iowa. That is, if it comes today. And I think it probably will. Lori thought it might. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Okay, well, at least if I go like this, I can cross them. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.